Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you guys had a good couple past days. For you guys that don't know who I am, my name is Shook. I make NBA DFS content, NFL content. All these videos they get posted to a subreddit, so I'll have that link down below with all the news that comes out throughout the day. I make updates with it and all that good stuff. Important to be over there. And then if you ever need to get a hold of me privately, you can get a hold of me on X right here. And if you're looking for more in-depth content like player pools, cores, sportsbook plays, all that good stuff, I'll have my Discord link down below. I'm making this in the middle of the NBA slate. Let me just make sure that there is not a game locking that I need importantly. No, the Pacers game is the important one, so I think we're good. All right, let's go over my lineups from yesterday. So I had a pretty good day yesterday. My core for this slate was, what was my core? Jamie, he was a piss nuke without Norm Powell. Andrew Wiggins was a core play. He nuked but missed minutes due to blowout. Faders got a little bit bailed there. Khalil Ware was also a core play. He did great. And then Tyrese Maxey was a core play as well. So, core it really good. This is my other lineup. Pretty much similar. I think in this lineup I just had VJ, Wiggins, versus who is the other person? Who is in my other lineup? Who is in my other lineup? I'm not entirely sure. You can just see in the video. I think the 2v2 is just Wiggins and VJ versus whoever the other two in my other lineup were. So same core: Tyrese Maxey, Jamie, Wiggins, Khalil Ware. Rounded out with Wiggins, the other Wiggins, OKC Wiggins, Bam Adebayo, VJ, and Colin Sexton. So it was a really good day overall for me. Hopefully you guys had a good night as well. And we do unfortunately have to mess with probably going to be a very chalky slate as far as value goes. Like with OKC, with Miami, we're going to have that same situation there. What else? I think that's mainly it for like really good values. I think you want to just focus OKC Miami. All right, let's start off with the slate. Orlando, really good spot here going up against the Charlotte Hornets. They're going to be on a back-to-back today, so maybe we get like a Jalen Suggs resting on a back-to-back. If he does sit, that would actually make Anthony Black a pretty good value in my eyes. I don't think too many people would click on him. I think more people would flock to that Miami OKC value. So I think he'd be a good tournament play. They clearly do not trust Tyus Jones right now. He has been horrific. He's probably been one of the worst NBA players in the league. Starting the season, he has just been unbelievably bad. 0-5, 0-4, 2-5. Finally had a 1-1 game. Just horrific. So I'm not playing Tyus Jones if Suggs sits. Like I said, I think Anthony Black would be a good value, and I'm going to continue to say Wendell Carter Jr. is still too cheap at 5.3K for the minutes and role that he has right now. It's just, if he could hit a shot, he is going to nuke the slate if he can hit a shot. Now, I will say, like, the stocks, they're a little bit of an outlier, so maybe that'll even out a little bit. But in this spot, I like the spot too, right? He should be going up against the rookie. He should be going up against Musa. So, like, this is the absolute get-right spot here for Wendell Carter Jr., and the minutes have been phenomenal for him. Seasons past, we would only get high 20s minutes. We're getting that like low 30s minutes range for him, and he's 5.3K. And I'm hoping he's low owned tomorrow. He's been unowned every single slate so far to start the year. I have a feeling that could possibly change tomorrow on a smaller slate with not a lot of good center value. So I'm really high on him. I'm in this spot tomorrow. I hope to God that he's not Giga Chalk. And Orlando is 1-3. Holy. I think they're winning tonight, though, as I'm making this video. What else we got here? Suggs, if he plays, it can't get to. Desmond Bane, his role has been a lot different than what people... Like, he's not shooting as many threes as I thought he was going to shoot, but the minutes have been there. The price point, 6.7K. I like the spot. I think all three of the Magic guys are really good plays. I love Paolo. I think Franz is great. Desmond Bane is really solid. Really like Wendell Carter Jr. in tournaments, and then Anthony Black I think is a good value if Jalen Suggs does sit. Just keep an eye on that. I don't think I'm going to get to like any of these fringe values. If this was like a different slate and we had like absolutely no value, sure you can make the argument for like Goga Padate in large field tournaments, but I think that's probably a little bit too thin here. All right, let's move on to Charlotte. So you guys know I like ball handlers going up against Orlando, and you guys know I'm a huge LaMelo Ball slappy. I absolutely love the kid. I love him in this spot going up against Orlando. This game hopefully should stay competitive. He's literally rebounding the ball at just an absurd clip this season. That's probably going to go down a little bit, but he has double-double upside every single night. Damn, if he has triple-double upside some nights, he's going to nuke slates off. I'm really high on LaMelo Ball and GPPs. Obviously, no Brandon Miller. He gets a significant usage bump. He has the ball in his hands a ton. The floor is insanely high, and I like the matchup quite a bit for him. So, LaMelo does check all the boxes for me tomorrow. Really good play. Miles Bridges at 7.7K has been a bit underwhelming as far as fantasy point per minute so far to start the season. But with no Brandon Miller, he's going to have a better role at the very least. He's playable. And then I still like Colin Sexton. We know he's a high usage player. I don't think his price point's adjusted enough for the role that he has right now in the minutes that he's playing. I'm going to keep saying it though. They did say they were going to continue to switch up the starting lineup and whatnot. I don't think it'll happen. I still think he'll probably stay in the starting lineup. But yeah, man, I think Sexton's going to be popular tomorrow. I think he's a good play. We'll just have to see. If he comes in at like really high ownership, then you could fade. I'm fine with that in this spot going up against Orlando. And then what else do we have? Khan at 5.1K playing big minutes. This is not the matchup I'd love for him, but minutes equal money in the NBA, so of course he is playable. I wish it was a different spot, but I have no issue there. I don't know if I'm going to get into like Kalkbrenner. I mean, it's so tough. Tough spot for him, but he's not an amazing point per minute guy, but the price point is cheap. If you do need a cheap center, I imagine he'll be somewhat popular tomorrow. He's been popular every single slate. I'll probably fade or be underweight if he's going to come in at ownership, but if he's not going to be like extremely chalky, I'm more so okay with it. Moose is fine at 4.2K, and then I will mention Trey Mann, who should get decent run. I actually think if I was playing 150 lineups tomorrow, I would definitely sprinkle in at least a little bit of Trey Mann, just because he's a guy that's going to play decent minutes off the bench. He'll run the offense with the bench unit, and he's a high usage guy. And the minutes projections industry has really been under projecting Trey Mann, in my opinion. So I actually do think if I was playing a lot of lineups tomorrow, I would definitely have some Trey Mann for sure, just because he can nuke the slate off. And by chance, like the game blows out, he'll just absolutely chuck in garbage time as well. I wouldn't play him if you're playing like a game stack of this game. I'd probably play him in like more blowout lineups or games that are like underweight to like the Charlotte main guys and like LaMelo and Miles. I think that makes more sense in Trey Mann lineups. Like if you don't have LaMelo, I think Trey Mann does make a little bit of sense in large field tournaments. All right, moving on to the Warriors. Like the spot here for Steph Curry. He's been incredible to start the year. Just incredible. Besides, they get blow out this game. But 35 points, 42 points, 23 points. It's been good. I'm not going to say no. I prefer LaMelo in a vacuum. But Steph's always in play for me. Jimmy Butler also been very good to start the year as well. Minutes been really solid. The price point's down for some reason. I don't understand that. I think I prefer Butler to Steph, point per dollar, but I think both are solid. Jonathan Kuminga at 6.3K, playing huge minutes. I also think is pretty solid. I think, let me see what's around him. Where are we? I think in this like range of like Jonathan Kuminga, I prefer like Andrew Wiggins or like a Vassell. But he would be right there with those guys in that mid-range for sure. What do we have? I don't think I'm going to get to much else, to be honest. I think that's mainly it. Draymond's fine at 6K. Ball handling role's been a lot better this year. I mean, it's always been good, but his potentials are way up. I don't mind that. I'm not going to play Al Horford at 5.2, and I don't think I'm going to mess with like Quentin Post, anyone. All right, let's move on to the Bucks. Kevin Porter Jr. out. Giannis Antetokounmpo is probable. Yeah, Giannis is just going to absolutely destroy the Warriors. The Warriors' paint defense has been a lot worse to start the season. I think that's a little bit of an outlier, but if that's going to continue, I mean, he's just going to feast on this Warriors lineup. So I love Giannis, of course. Kyle Kuzma, no thank you. Miles Turner is very cheap at 5.8K, and if they play some drop coverage with Draymond Green, you can see him hit a ton of threes, so I'm a little bit interested there. So I do like some Miles Turner. Ryan Rollins got hurt last game but came back If he didn't get hurt, he was going to play a ton of minutes. He basically missed almost the entire first quarter and still played 26 minutes. So I like some Rollins. Bobby Portis only playing like 18 minutes. Tough click there. Cole's more so priced right. AJ Green, Trent, they're just fine values for me. But yeah, let's move on to Washington. Really bad matchup. Really bad. Really, really bad. Sar at 6.8K. No Chet Holmgren at least is going to help his spot a little bit. He's been great. Him, Keyshawn George Wombo combo has been absolutely incredible to start the year. I would say Keyshawn's probably my favorite play at 6.9K. You want to target like 3-point shooting. Keyshawn's a guy that's not scared to shoot the ball from 3. I don't know, man. CJ McCollum at 6.4K. He'll shoot from 3. It's like, it really just depends. What else do we have? Is Cole Bally back? Cole Bally's back. I'd imagine he'd be on some type of limit, but I'm not into too much at all here for Washington. Let's move on to OKC. We have Chet and J-Dub going to be out for this game. So SJ looks phenomenal. Might be one of probably my favorite spin up on the slate. Him, Giannis is just super, super close for me. Absolutely love him. Now, the game probably going to blow out. Just be a little bit careful there. You could be underweight. No Chet Holmgren, so bigger role for Isaiah Hartenstein. He should be able to dominate here, so I have interest in him. Aaron Wiggins I still really like at 5.5K. Still think it's too cheap. Going to play huge minutes. Really good point per minute guy with no J-Dub, no Chet. AJ Mitchell's just been incredible. This guy's just never going to have a bad game. So, yeah, if you want to continue to play him, I don't mind it. And then we do have Caruso back. It's like Kaysen, Dort. They're just like fine plays. All right, let's get to the chalk. We have Miami here. Norm Powell, doubtful. So, yeah, price points are up. But I think Ware is going to play a decent bit. His price point didn't move. Tough spot, but I like him in tournaments. Andrew Wiggins I really like at 6.4K. Bam Adebayo I think is one of the better point per dollar plays in the mid-range. Pele Larson started last game. He played big minutes. We also have Jovic, questionable. So like Pele I like quite a bit. If Jovic is out, you're going to get big minutes for Jamie. Simone will probably have to play more. You can consider him. Like Jamie at 5.4K. Drew Smith is playable. So I still think there's a good amount to like here. The price points are up. They're not as good of plays as yesterday, but they're still solid. Spurs, Wemby, great. Wemby's always going to be the best spend up on the slate, no matter what slate it is. I think from here on out, he's great. Then Vassell Castle are pretty good. Dylan Harper at 5.4K is just there for me at 5.4K. He'll probably pick up ownership. He's in a really good role, playing mid-20s minutes. Stuff in the stats you do a lot, so he'll probably pick up a decent amount of ownership. I think it's solid. And I like Keldon Johnson in tournaments at 4.9K. Just another high-usage guy off the bench that's going to play solid minutes that nobody likes clicking. That should be low-owned. I'm not really into like Champagny, etc. All right, that's going to do it for the slate, guys. I hope you guys had a great day today, and I will talk to y'all later.